Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back. We're live from Cologne, Germany. You're watching the Infinite Crisis Go4 Season 2 Finals. We have the best teams in the world from the game of Infinite Crisis, brought to you by Warner Brothers, DC Comics, and Turbine. Of course, partnered with NVIDIA. I want to give them as much love as possible here on Valentine's Day, as we have so many exciting matches here from the ESL studios, and also lots of exciting atmosphere elements outside of the studios with Carnival happening. Cologne is the place to be, right here, right now, whether you're dressing up as superheroes and supervillains or playing as superheroes and supervillains in the game of Infinite Crisis.
Wow, yeah. I mean, it would have been awesome if these guys had actually got into the Carnival spirit and actually dressed up as their favorite champions. That would have been amazing.
And they're actually dressed up as the champions while they're playing them?
They should have been, somebody should have at least come as Star Sapphire and been, you know, the symbol of love that she represents.
Sure. There you go. Perfect.
Unfortunately,
great ideas. Hindsight 2020.
Yep.
Next time, as they say.
Next time, if we happen to be on these dates.
I would dress up. I've told everyone I would do cosplaying in a heartbeat.
You picked a pretty cool one.
Green Arrow?
Yeah, Green Arrow's pretty cool.
I'm a bow and arrow guy. I feel like in a past life, I was the guy with the bow and arrow.
Quite possibly, man.
Probably sending messages.
Yeah, so we got a Zatanna ban again. There's lots of Zatanna bans today. I'm very surprised. It was slipping through in the previous tournaments that we'd been seeing. Atomic Wonder Woman's been banned out, and also that Gas Cat as well from Team C. Eliminating those assassin-type champions. They don't want to be taken down too quickly from the jungle by the looks of it, so slowing it down. And the Arcane Green Lantern being banned out from Epsilon. And Kip's picking up that Wonder Woman, and Cal picking up the Harlequin again, but that Harlequin really didn't do that much in that last fight. It's meant to really disrupt a fight, really be able to interrupt and counter-initiate any form of fight that's incoming onto your marksman or your carry. And I just felt it was lacking in the previous game.
Yeah, I feel like just nothing was really going the way of Team C.
Yeah.
With Infinite Crisis, the early game at the pro level, I feel like is just very moderate and very laid back and very just kind of setting up for the level 6 ultimates and setting up for the level 7 fights, setting up for the Raider. And I feel like last game, just that formula wasn't there at all for Team C.
Yeah.
Cal wasn't able to get involved as much as he wanted to, and I feel like a lot of that game actually happened because of that first fight at the bottom, where Epsilon did the brilliant move, the SportsCenter top 10 play move. Do you know SportsCenter top 10?
I got it.
Okay. With a move where...
ESPN?
Right, ESPN top 10 SportsCenter. Yeah. Where Wonder Woman, and this was hindsight for us, lassoed Gaslight Joker to disable a teleport option while the fight was happening at the very bottom, which Epsilon took like 2-0 or something.
Yeah, that's the fight they needed, and they got them the Raider twice, to be honest. The same sort of fight. That one mistake cost them at least 10-15 minutes of time for Epsilon to get all the objectives. And the picks right now, pretty standard from what we saw last time. I mean, they've got everything that they ever wanted Epsilon by the looks of it. They even got a Joker this time. They don't have the Sinestro, but Joker's equally as good. And and now we have Gaslight Batman being picked up from Sultara.
Do we? Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, okay. So similar-ish lineups. I think Sinestro was a big part of the last series, too.
Yeah, I mean, Sinestro was a big player for Sander. He did some great damage with that Fear Ultimate, coming in, doing some huge damage. But the rest of this team were equally as on point, so don't knock them off at all. I mean, Tavi was doing some great plays with the Nightmare Superman, and just keeping Team C locked into the fights when they didn't want to be taking those fights. And that's exactly what Epsilon need to continue to do in this next fight. But don't count out the Cal and his team, because I think they've got some routines and some plans, even though the lineups are very similar. I'm very surprised that we're seeing the Mecha Wonder Woman coming back straight onto Epsilon, so that is a surprise, I'll be honest, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think Team C look a little bit more somber right now, where very calculated. You know, they're realizing their situation. They're down 0-1. They've got to win 2 in a row. They have to win 2 in a row here against an amazing play from Team Epsilon, and that's not an easy feat.
No, and when you come into a situation like this, when you're one game down, the pressure's really on. You know, you're really trying to keep focused. You don't want any mistakes to happen. One mistake at the start of the game could really end it, and it can be very awkward. But these lineups are pretty damn similar. And they're getting hyped. They're trying to build each other's net.
That's important,
building
man.
Confidence up.
That's
yeah,
important. Like in football, they do, or everyone comes together, puts their hand in the middle, and they have that chant, right? Like it's to build up the team spirit, to get ready to go. You
Europeans are dead calm right now. They're feeling
they're
well on top.
Calm, calculated.
Yeah, machine-like. Yes. Especially when you go this far ahead in the first game. Whereas our previous games were, they were a lot more even.
Yep. I'm just like reminiscing onto my track and field days, where we had the chance before we did our races, just to get us spirited and get us going, get our blood flowing a little bit more, get us really excited for the challenge that lay in front of us. And it's a similar thing here. Infinite Crisis, 5 versus 5 team game. It's more than just mouse and keyboard. There's a lot of things that have to.
Definitely a lot more than just the mouse and keyboard.
Right.
If that was it, we'd be seeing winners all over the shop.
Indeed. There's a lot of different dynamics. A lot of things have to work together. It starts with communication.
Yep.
And you gotta believe in your team too. Your team has to, like, one of the reasons I generally don't play a lot of the team games is because I have trouble finding a good team. I solo queue a lot, and then I get sad because the synergy just isn't there.
I've been there myself many times in the past.
Yeah.
You got to find the right teammates that have that same wavelength, that understand the same pressures,
exactly,
and can take criticism is the main important thing that a teammate should have. To be able to understand what their faults are and have a teammate point them out to you. It can be the most stressful thing in the world.
Indeed.
But if you don't have a teammate that does it, it's not a worthwhile teammate.
And that's a lot of the battle. Finding the team and then working well with them. Of course, all these guys certainly practice plenty with each other.
Yeah. Camera placement's looking good as well at the start of the game. C putting some more forward-centered ones, but now Tavi doing exactly the same, putting some in the enemy jungle. But rotating back into this bottom lane where we have Kafis versus Endless and Tavi.
Yeah. Of course, that bottom lane battle was a big part of that last series. We talked about that, certainly.
The early gank there from Epsilon was beautiful. To be honest, the opening frag, where was that? Mid? I believe it was a Gaslight Joker. I came down, took out Sander, and that was a good move, but the moves were better from Epsilon in the long run.
So, someone I'm going to watch big time is going to be Superman, a.k.a. Mystogen, and Jutsu.
Have to, and if it looks like he might be doing an early move here, look how he positioned himself around the back of here.
Similar.
This could be great. But he needs a really good blink away, and he does. Sander, quick reactions. As soon as he hit the mini-map, he was able to use that vanish skill to get out of there.
Jutsu very close, lurking at the stealth pad. Gaslight Joker. Well, Superman is, of course, in the top part of the jungle. We're going to have a convergence here. Let's see if they can make it happen. Gaslight Joker just swinging out of the way, and much more nicely done than in game one. It's like they were expecting it. Gaslight Joker able to swing out of the way, and no casualties in the first
That was a
3
brilliant
minutes.
timing attack. They did exactly the same thing in the first thing. They set up that attack exactly just before the Destroyer spawns, forces their back so they can definitely get this extra vision secured. But in the top lane, Cow looking at his most dominant force again. Even though he's a level behind, just look how pushed up he is and how comfortable he is going into Wonder Woman. He's very comfortable in that top role, and being able to farm it continuously all game and get the extra levels, but unfortunately he couldn't really muster enough out of those extra levels. It didn't give him that much of an advantage. I think if he came a part of the team a little bit more and teleported in early, things would have been different.
Very cautious play so far from Team C. Looks like they're going to be able to handle the top destroyer, and we saw Epsilon get the bottom one, so very even trade so far. Endless getting a little bit low in health at the bottom. We have Kythis pursuing, but going to keep skipping around with her candy cane and stay on the defensive. And actually, both members of Team Epsilon are going to be retreating, so some nice resource collecting going to be happening for Team C at the bottom lane.
Yep. So they got some space down here, but you know they pushed up the lane, so they don't need to really farm anything. They could have done some damage to the tower and then backed, but they're just going to leave it to the drones.
To the drones. Of course, in the middle we got Joker versus Calypso is the story there, and very standard play. We're not, First Blood hasn't happened yet. Again, we're going to be waiting for Team 6. Definitely going a little bit more in Team C's direction compared to game number 1.
Yep, at the moment, but anything can happen right now. It's just it's pressure, the mistakes are waiting to happen. Somebody's waiting to go for that Raider, and in fact, Jitsu's already at the top here, and they may be going in for a gank. I'm getting a little bit quieter because he's sneaky in the stealth pattern. Cal's going to be caught off guard here. He's going to use that snack time. He used it a little bit too early, so he can get the stun in here now.
Trying to fear him away.
Cal's trying to make it. Oh, they could have gone for that.
No.
But they didn't.
Cal gets back.
That's unlucky.
Cal gets back. He's going to head back and get some health, get some items, and then come back to fight another day.
Yep, and they're just going to do some pushing damage. No. Cal's back already, teleporting immediately back. Coming in with a ham toss, but Gimps is going to actually get back.
Okay. Both teams playing very cautiously. Again, the situation, if you're just now tuning in, this is the Infinite Crisis Season 2 Finals. We already have Team Brawl, the first team to be in the finals. They're the American team. They took down Dignitas, the first European team taken out. This is the second semi-final. We have Team C versus Epsilon. Team C representing USA, Epsilon representing the EU region. Yep. The winner of this will move on to face Brawl. Team C is very excited, very passionate, spirited coming into this match, but unfortunately,
they're one down.
The stars didn't align. They were not able to add up all the pieces to the puzzle in game 1, and they are down 0-1.
Yeah, and this could be potentially a game set and match for them unless they can win this map and bring it back for their team. But Epsilon are looking a lot stronger, but a little bit more cautious.
Yeah, it seems like very, textbook.
Yeah, it is very textbook. And not a lot happens when people are playing the textbook. They're just surviving and farming, building up those items, and pretty much the same items as they were building last time. No real sort of changes in that sort of lineup. So, pretty standard picks. Tanks getting the really tanky items, getting some regen as well, but nothing game changing. Nothing like we saw in the Brawl and Dignitas game where the Speed Force battery was picked up on GS, which was a completely outrageous pick, especially for the Starro, but it worked marvelously well.
Yeah, very unique play that I have a feeling they were kind of saving for this championship, and that's what you're going to see with these players and these teams. They're that good, where they can come up with unique strategies. They're here because they define the metagame. So the metagame is what they decide. Speaking of which, we got a convergence onto Joker here in the mid lane. Can they take him out? It looks like they will. Very nice pickoff there from Team C. Superman and Sinestro teaming up, and they're getting excited.
I love that. Use it.
I think they're typing too.
Oh,
I don't know what
that's not a good move, but they can hear them across the roof.
Yeah. The verbal warfare is certainly happening here.
Yeah, especially every kill that the Team C gets. But remember that backfired on them last time as well.
It did.
So,
have you ever seen two Call of Duty teams go up against each other?
I have, and it gets ugly.
It does. It does. I get intimidated, and I'm just watching.
Yeah. Well, Call of Duty, not a great game. I'll be honest. It used to be a good game at one point, amazing game, but not now.
Yeah, FPS, man.
Yep. But everything is slowing down yet again. The Raider has been opened in the bottom lane, so Jitsu could have the potential to go for it. It looks like they're trying to scout out some cameras, and they have found them, look. Jitsu finds that surveillance camera, annihilates it, and now he's going to take up the Speed Destroyer, give him a little bit of extra speed if he takes it. But I think he's going to keep out his health buff instead, leave that one up there for somebody else to take. And they're pinging for the Raider now. This is the game-changing moment. This is where Team C need to realise that this is happening and come in for it. And The comms are picking up.
They're pinging. Looks like they're coming in this direction. There's an ultimate from Gaslight Batman, a great ultimate, doing a lot of damage to Jitsu. And here we go. Team C coming on in here. Looks like the Raider taken out, but Team C trying to make this work for them. A great ultimate there from Endless, hitting absolutely everyone on Team C. Now Team C's on the run. Superman trying to come in and help out, but we got I'm Going Pro getting taken out. Jutsu getting taken out. 1-for-1 at this moment in time. Is anyone else going to fall? It looks like Gaslight Batman barely getting away with about a fourth of his health. Kythus with half health. Otherwise, I think Epsilon's going to be happy with how that went, considering they got the Raider kill.
They did, and they also got the EMP just, and that was very unlucky from Team C. It was a great move, but Superman's ultimate was not ready, and he took forever to get there. And you'd think Superman, he's quick, man. He's a quick kind of guy, but you know, if he's not ready for it, that's just very, very unlucky. And Mr. Gen is just dreadfully unlucky coming into that fight.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. I think Mecha Wonder Woman had an amazing ultimate as that was all happening, which kind of dictated how the fight was going.
No, it was a brilliant counter initiation. The teleport from Kips coming in, locking down 4 members of Team C, and then the Mecha Wonder Woman ultimate, as you said, just ripped that entire Team C into a whole new world, and they just had no option but to separate and escape as best they could. They're out of the fight at that point, but you know, they're still ahead in the kills, so it's 2-for-1, but they have lost those key sort of map objectives.
Anything can happen though still here at the 10-minute 45-second mark of this game 2 of Epsilon versus Team C. Team C has to win 2 in a row. They got to find a way to bring it back, and they got to find a way to do some maybe outside the box thinking here, outside the box moves to try to take Epsilon off guard. Speaking of which, going after Joker in the middle. This has been the trend between I'm Going Pro and Mystogen converging on that middle area as we hear the chants from the Team C. The Team C folks. I heard a USA.
Yep. I mean, they're getting the great picks onto mid, but can they win the team fights? That's the main question. They're the ones that really count. You know, a kill there for Sander, you know, it's not going to affect him too much. I'm sure he'll get quickly back his momentum and his structure, and he'll go running back into mid and make sure to fix something about it. But very slow, really. Like, if this was Dignitas or Brawl, I feel as if they would be trying to do something with this EMP by now. They should be using it for some objective, but they don't seem to be wanting to go grab the picks, Epsilon. They're just waiting for those sort of re-initiations. And I think that may be due to the Jitsu pick in the jungle. Maybe it's just not as strong as getting in position or getting the lockdowns that it's needed. But he's still doing a really good job on that Supergirl, nevertheless. And, ooh, here comes the sneaky gank, perhaps. Yeah, they're just tanking up this destroyer. But nobody's actually going to get it. I believe the destroyer went down to Epsilon at bottom.
Well, Team C, they got some additional teammates coming up to the top here to try to secure that destroyer.
Yeah, Sander's just going to continue to push mid. Is it low? No, it isn't. So it's going to get some damage onto it and then back off.
He does have to be pretty careful here. You don't want to overextend too far, especially considering he should know that Team C is retreating back to the middle. So yeah, he's going to back up.
Yeah. Superman doesn't have his ultimate back up yet, so he can't initiate onto a fight. He can lock down that Joker. He's done a great job, actually. Joker's a very slippy character to catch up to.
That might be the understatement of the day. Slippery snake indeed. Looks like Cow trying to go toe-to-toe with Wonder Woman here, but again, we've seen that battle before, and there's the lasso. Just a playful little
slightly
toss.
Unlucky. He wanted more tower damage. You know, he was trying to grab him as he entered the tower damage, but a little bit too slow in the reactions, but what can you do?
It looks like we have Sinestro overextending a little bit, perhaps.
He's
throwing
dead
down.
Here. Surely he... Oh!
Sneaking away.
Tabby not using the ultimate, and a bat scream used prematurely, I feel.
Yep.
But we have a rotation coming in from Cow, so maybe some moves. No, not going to happen. It's been spotted out by the looks of it, and Kips is going to find him.
Careful.
He's going back. Ooh, trying to get the snag on.
A lot of little bait and tugs.
Yeah, bait and tugs.
Here and there. Each member trying to bring the other into a specific location, but then realizing maybe they're not in the best location. That's what Infinite Crisis is about a lot of the time, especially in this period of the game where there's a lot of wandering in the jungle.
There is a lot of wandering. Nothing really significant actually happening as of yet. Nobody really committing to any of these fights. I mean, it looks like they're going to wait for the next raider before anything really happens. Maybe push this bottom tower in would be good. They're doing a lot of damage onto Toro there. But he's just going to drop that health destroyer power up on himself so he can just regen his health. But here comes the wave of drones pushing into the tower. And they've got this EMP that they're still not used. Endless is half health. He's probably going to back. There we go. So they're going to do something about this back, come back for the Raider or the Leviathan, and try and work on a team objective.
Oh, Endless. Endless. Are you AFK? No,
yeah.
There he goes.
There would be an uproar if something happened. You'd see waving hands in front of us and screams and shouts. Admin,
pause,
I need
pause. My keyboard, it's not working.
No, it's fine. And here we go. Kip's going to find out the cow, but cow's looking significantly healthier. And that rat swarm can be deadly annoying.
Powerful. Powerful, powerful. Got to be careful when going up against that Gaslight Joker.
Yeah, Leviathan has just popped out of its hole. So there could be fights either end now, with Raider coming up very shortly within a minute. How will these teams deal with it? Are they going to focus on something? Are they going to go for an objective this time round? I imagine so. I mean, they could even go for a sneaky Leviathan. If they went this early, there's no camera placement there right now. Not really. So this could really work out for them. But it would take a long time to kill and they'd take a lot of damage. And if they get caught, then it's pretty much over.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it does a lot of damage this early on.
Team C, they got to be so careful. They're down 0-1. They're in a good position right now. 22.2k to 20.9, up 3-1 in the kills. That's a good position to be in. So they need to keep that lead, I think, and not do anything silly. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got Epsilon charging in here. I'm not sure if that was the best idea. Cow teleporting at the perfect time. The ham toss barely missing. He wanted that to be on the other side. We got an ultimate from Superman coming in here, but actually a block.
Good deny from Jitsu. Good damage coming in across the ledge. Oh, good vortex as well. But there comes Tabby. He's going to fall down, surely.
Takes down one.
Takes one down.
Yes, Jutsu gone. Kythe is gone. So one gone from each. But now they're under the tower, so you got to be careful there. So 2 down from Epsilon, 1 down from Team C. They're going to be okay with how that went. I feel like that could have gone a lot better if like a few things went a little bit differently. But they get Raider too at the end of it. So overall, pretty positive.
25 seconds for the TP on Kim. So that's a big reason why things went wrong, I suppose. No Wonder Woman. USA coming out again.
I like it.
They should be liking it after that fight. That was a good fight to take. And nobody really suffering apart from Kafis. But well done. They need to keep that up now. And they need to gain this new map. Otherwise, their career in IC is pretty much over.
Indeed. Indeed, indeed. Now, as these guys posture around, trying to make sure they're in the right place at the right time, gotta look out for those cameras. I can't emphasize it enough. The vision is so important in these games.
They're doing a good job spamming them everywhere.
Yeah.
So nothing to worry about there. I mean, just need to get those big ones back. The surveillance towers that will respawning pretty soon. As you can see, they're starting to sort of pulse in. Shouldn't be too long until we actually see those come back up. But who's going to take them? I mean, Epsilon have been actually doing pretty well taking them. But they need to continue that sort of effort. Can't let Team C get any momentum on these team objectives. Though they've just taken that Raider. Just going to help them a lot. But what they're going to do with it, I don't know. They should be doing something with it. And they're going to probably push a tower with it. That's the only thing you would do with it. But still, they're taking their time, as always.
Yeah, nice, conservative play. Patient, reasonable.
Maybe just less opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to charge into a situation that you regret immediately.
Yeah, and this could be one of those situations. Oh no, Tabby, you just went out of that stealth bush just as I'm going pro popped in. And endless
Neighbors 3.
Bad position,
Whoa.
but Tabby.
Oh man, that was a great pickoff. Can they get more? Can they make more out of it?
No, they're
Trying to. They got reinforcements coming in from the middle. Wonder Woman. Yeah, Sinestro.
They're going to tie it up a little.
Toast. So yeah, the 1-on-1 trade there. Joker's at the top.
Yep, they're just leaving the Fat Man to do his own thing. Cal's just going to farm up, push the lanes, split push as best as they can, and Epsilon are going to try and take the team fights elsewhere, which is a good strategy, but for the long run, if this gets to the late game, this kind of procedure and this move can really, really affect Epsilon's team play. They'll be sent all over the map. They won't know which part of
disjointed.
Yeah, they won't know which to cover, where to be. So it's a good move, and to be honest, it was a great fight from C as well, even though they did lose one, but you know, it was a 4-on-5 essentially.
6-3 on the kills right now in favor of Team C. Looking a bit better than they did in the last game, and still maintaining a moderate credit advantage. But it's like, I don't even know why I mention that anymore because of what we saw in the last series.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, Brawl
you can be 15,000 ahead and still lose.
Yep.
Doomsdash will probably feel in that pain a lot.
It's the scaling there where, you know, as long as the game gets pushed, you can get the items that you want, and then all of a sudden you have an advantage because of the defender's advantage as your opponents.
Yep.
You know, consistently feel that pressure to attack and to attack and to attack to try to take advantage of the lead that they have.
Tabby coming in maybe for a sneaky gank here. He's going in with the Phantoms, but doesn't really get anything out of it, unfortunately. And maybe a ping gank up the top? No, it's just going to all reset. Everything's going to go back to standard plate. The Leviathan's been up for a while now. Nobody's even thought about going for it yet, not even cameraed up. Slightly sloppy. Maybe they just don't fear it being taken right now. Maybe they just know that nobody's going to leave these lanes how they are until another tower goes down or another raid has been found.
Got to stay aware of it. I think, yeah, camera near next to the Leviathan is very important. I mean, right now the focal point is that bottom lane. It has been the entire game and last game pretty much. And as long as they see two of their opponents in the bottom lane, they can know those two guys aren't somewhere else on the map. So they don't really have to fear the Leviathan being taken as much.
Very true. So long as they can keep vision on everything, then there's no need to really put cameras up there yet. But some rotations coming in towards the mid. Got Kips coming in, maybe trying to get a sneaky lasso, but it's not going to happen. And Ultimate being popped in the bottom here from Tavi.
I think they're like used to that now. They have like the automatic escape triggered when they sense that coming.
Yeah, it's a good lockdown skill that can really disrupt this team. But
here's some directed movement.
Yeah,
we got 3 members of Epsilon coming to the middle. I think one has backed up. But Team C locking onto this, understanding that this is happening. They're coming to the middle as well, trying to protect this middle turret. We're going to have a bit of a fight here. A gift being thrown. It is not a Valentine's Day gift.
No. Getting the hell out of there.
Quite the opposite, actually.
It's not a gift that you want to be receiving on Valentine's.
No.
Spiky, chattering.
You can watch it from afar.
Yep.
That might be fun.
But Endless may be able to get these drones down quick enough. He might be able to get a tower down here, but retaliation coming in again. Superman, Harley Quinn coming down. Damage coming out big, but Tavi getting slowed. We're going to see possibly... I was going to say possibly a fight, but no. Everything's backing off again. Epsilon running away scared, and Team C are fine with that. They're going for that safe long game by the looks of it. They want to build up this Gaslight Joker to be as tanky as physically possible.
Yep.
Out-tank that Wonder Woman, and just be really the disruptor that he can be. I mean, once that rat swarm comes into a fight, you just see everybody try and scatter off in different directions, and it gives them the chance to pick individual targets off rather than force a massive team fight. And sometimes you don't want to always fight somebody with 4 on you. Sometimes you want to just spread it out and find the nice little weak ones off the side. And Kips coming in with a lasso, not really going to do much, I'll be honest. And he's got some backup here going pro. Or Cow even, sorry.
Not enough still. Wonder Woman way too strong. Way too strong at this point for anything to happen in that kind of a situation. Level 15.
The junglers haven't been really doing as much as I would have thought right now. I mean,
So, yeah, I mean, Superman had a couple picks. They had a couple
That's
picks
true.
on Joker a little earlier on. But as far as the mid game is concerned, yeah.
But Jitsu's been lacking this game. And he's slowed down considerably. Considering his first game, he was always in the right place at the right time. And now, he's already died twice. He's looking a little bit unhealthy compared to his credits against Superman. He's 1,000 down. So he needs to build up his pace a little bit, build up his items, get them kicking out nice and strong, but not as of yet. Raiders coming up very shortly, within the next 12 seconds.
Online in 10 seconds.
And this is another key point that we need to see.
Yep, these are the elements, these are the pieces of Infinite Crisis that pull these champions out of the lanes and get those engagements happening. So look out. Of course, the main focal point is going to be Wonder Woman and Gaslight Joker. I hear a bunch of go-go-go's being called, trying to converge onto Endless here from Epsilon. Can Team C get the kill? We have some reinforcements coming in from Epsilon trying to make it happen. It looks like one down. Endless is gone, but Satura trying to get out of there. Epsilon in pursuit, and Gaslight Batman, a.k.a. Satura, gets taken down. So 1-for-1 at this moment in time. It looks like some more engagement's going to be happening here. Mystigen getting a little bit low. Tavi trying to retreat. Jutsu and Sonder are in the area as well, and Kaitis gets knocked out. Jetsugo gets knocked out. Mastogen might get knocked out as well, and now we're at a 3-2 advantage in favor of Epsilon. Make that 3-3, so these guys are just doing the same things to each other. Actually, a fourth taken down.
No, Wonder Woman again, didn't have the teleport up again,
Yeah,
wasted it.
Where is she?
She's miles away.
She needed to be involved with that.
Yes, she did. And now this is another Raider. It was a scrappy Raider, I'll be honest. That was one hell of a fight. I mean, it was going either way at either point. And one thing that would have changed that fight around was that Wonder Woman, and she was not there. And we've got to remember that Endless didn't actually output any damage whatsoever. He was just focusing on running away at the start of that fight where he got picked off. And it was just that mispositioning that gave that entrance point for Team C. And now they're going to feel really comfortable. They're going to feel as if they can move on and take something away with this. And they've got a 5k lead now. Though it doesn't really mean much, if providing that you can play really defensive as Sprawl did before.
Well, I think for their mood and for their confidence, it has to be good right now after those engagements. And we're not seeing anyone from Epsilon really get a crazy amount of credits except for Joker, which is actually a little bit surprising considering he's died 3 times. But overall, I think the leveling has been a little bit better for Team C as far as the credit.
Yep. Generally, I think they've been better overall. I think they've been much faster. They spread out a little bit more, whereas Epsilon tend to focus on the team fights a little bit more and, on the map objectives, which is fine. But when they're not getting any, then it's a whole different story. And Cal is just looking like he gets to level 19 so fast and gets so many credits so fast.
Yep. That's his goal. That's his role here.
Yep.
Stay in that lane on his own. Get as many of those drone kills as possible.
Yeah. And
maybe
attacking
meander on into the jungle, get some kills there.
Yeah, I mean his items as well, Suit of Sorrows and Mirror Master's Prison. It reflects like power damage and attack damage, both those items. And
so you don't want to focus him.
No, you don't want to focus him. You don't. He's pretty much almost invulnerable at this point. Once he gets farmed, it's like, okay, now we have no choice but to leave him and let him do his thing.
Run away from him.
Unless you catch
leave him to his ham. He can have his Thanksgiving dinner on his own.
Exactly.
But we can think about him, but we don't want to engage with him. Speaking of engagements, we got an engagement here at the bottom. Epsilon going to be trying to converge onto Satura. Satura running in the opposite direction, trying to throw down an ultimate, but there's the lasso from Wonder Woman. Very nicely done. Taking him out in a heartbeat, and Superman trying to come in to help out, but that's not going to be enough. Batman of the Gaslight, a.k.a. Satura, getting caught off guard there.
Yep. But good move from Epsilon, good gank.
Yep.
Did they waste the TP for that, though? Yes, they did. So Kips is going to have to wait 400 seconds before he can TP in. But, oh my God, they find Going Pro. And he
should be fine.
Gets out with that amazing leap over the car.
Yep.
Good moves. But Superman's coming in aggressive down bottom. Gets the tower. They need to get out of here fast. They drop the speed destroyer. Frozen breath coming in. Oh, Endless, you positioned yourself so badly here.
Nice. Should be taken out.
Yeah.
Gaslight Batman's there too. Oh,
Shield comes up.
Joker.
Can he save?
What?
No, he won't. The pies will finish him off. Harley Quinn taking that.
No USA chance?
No, they've obviously forgotten about it. It's getting intense, but mid's going down here for Epsilon. So doing some damage control, getting some towers back, trying to slow down that progression of credits for for Team C and build up their own.
Still a very even game, actually. 45.6 to 40.4. This can certainly go either direction.
Endless needs to really back off, get some will, and also get some health back.
I feel like Satura has been caught off quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting, 30 minutes in, almost, and no Leviathan taken yet. Nobody's really won a fight convincingly enough to actually go take it.
Right.
I feel.
Right. We've had a few fights around the Raider, but yeah, you're right, the Leviathan has been left alone. I mean, all the focus has been on the bottom lane, really.
Yeah. But finally, there's a camera there, at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken a while, but they've got one. Oh, it's gone. It's just decided to destroy itself. It only has a 3-minute timer on them, so now they're going to have to re-camera it up, make sure to keep an eye on it. I mean, Cal he might be able to solo it, possibly. He's going to lose a lot of health.
Solo the Leviathan?
He probably could. I think he's tanky enough, but it's going to take him like half an hour to do it.
Oh, there's some pings in the area by Team C, so they're certainly aware something might happen fairly soon. Meanwhile, at the bottom, hearing let's go, let's go. It's going to be converging on a Mecha. Wonder Woman trying to get the kill. The Gaslight Batman ultimate just barely missing and finally taking her out. Satura getting some nice damage dealt. Endless gone in a matter of seconds. And I think Satura was credited with that kill. Epsilon, once again, in that bottom lane.
Yep, but they found a target. I'm going pro, but now Cal intercepts.
Yeah, and I think a 2v3 could be okay there.
They're going to go for the push on the bottom tower, though, here. Can they make something of this? Hopefully they can. No, they've got to push up the lane first before going in a little bit too greedy. Tavi trying his best to protect bottom lane. Mid's almost pushed in as well, so they're trying to protect two places at once, and this is where it's going to be a real struggle for Epsilon. They can't they can't hold both grounds here, I feel. They need Endless to come back up and do some defending.
That middle turret is actually pretty low, so deceptive situation there as far as actual security. We got 5 members of Team C in the area. They're going to try to converge. The drone's soaking up some damage. What are they going to target? The target turret first. Now who are they going to go after? Not Wonder Woman, I hope. She's a little bit too strong, but they are targeting her down.
Yep. So that's kind of wasted ultimate from Sinestro there. Going on to Wonder Woman. It was his only target, to be fair, but
sure.
It's not going to pay off, and this could give an opportunity now. If Epsilon can work their magic, work their teamwork, they can make a situation happen. If they're clever, if they know that the timers are now up for Team C. Superman doesn't have his ultimate, and also more importantly, Sinestro doesn't have his ultimate up right now for the next 40 seconds. So if they can do something, this is the time. This is the moment. I mean, Leviathan is up.
Yep.
It's about time you moved for it, Epsilon.
Let's see if they do it. Cal taking down some drones in the jungle. Looks like he might be retreating back, going back home. Lots of pings in the Raider area, actually, from both teams. I think they both have cameras in the area. Yep. They should.
So they found a potential pick here. They're going in with a slow. They've got the meter up. Oh, man, it's miles off. Absolutely miles off, Tavi.
Okay. They tried. Hearing lots of shouts.
Yep.
From the Americans. Which is great. I love hearing shots from the Americans, man.
But it was just a waste. Tavi, that was a huge mistake. Like, his teammates weren't even anywhere near him, and he clearly overestimated his ultimate to last longer, which it didn't. And
okay, Gaslight Joker coming forward, looking for the ham toss, hitting Wonder Woman again. She's not the one you want to target necessarily. Gaslight Joker just kind of wandering around there. Lasso hitting Superman. That might have been a bit of an accident, too. A lot of exchanges and damage. Superman using its ultimate, coming forward. A big skirmish going to be happening here. And is anyone going to be taken out? Cal, well, I'm going pro, taking out Endless, it looks like. That's a good pick off for Team C. Cal taking out Kimps. This is going in Team C's direction big time. 3 down from Epsilon. It's exactly what they're looking for. And that's 4 down. And Jutsu getting away with just barely any health. And Team C is going to be super happy with how that fight went. And now they got to make a decision. Where to next?
Yep. And mid tower is probably going to be next. They've got this EMP up. And Jutsu's got a hell of a struggle. 4-on-1 with no HP. And just still hanging around in mid. Love, you got to get out of there.
Yep.
I know you're Supergirl, but not even you can tank that much damage.
No, Supergirl got to get back and get healthy, and then come back and fight another day.
Indeed.
They're gonna,
yeah.
Okay.
Good move. They are pretty low, but
still
the
30
timers are
seconds
good.
away.
Yeah.
From Epsilon rejoining in the fight. And Cal can certainly absorb a lot of this damage.
Certainly can.
And there it goes. Team C taking down Leviathan. Look at this. Remember, they're down 0-1 right now. This is a very important match. And now they find themselves up 16-7 in the kills, 57.1k to 45.2k in credits. But again, like, what does that even mean anymore after Brawl? Just they're behind 30k and they can make the comebacks happen. So it goes to show anything can happen in Infinite Crisis. Can Team C convert this advantage they have right now at this moment to some good decisions and to give themselves even a better advantage?
Hopefully they can. I mean, they've been playing spot on in this bottom lane.
It's been a great game for them.
I mean, the picks onto Endless every time have been superb, and eliminating that damage dealer pretty much out of the fight every time. But it's also been some key elements that, you know, Kimps has not had his teleport up at the right moment. Like, every time there's been a major team fight, he's not been a part of it because his teleport is on cooldown, and that has really hurt Epsilon so much that, you know, he could have really turned around those fights in some particular points, even come out on top of those fights, but he just decided not to appear. Even though Cal has just been continuously in this top lane, he's been adding more pressure probably by just pushing that top lane in, whereas Wonder Woman just seems to roam around aimlessly, giving nothing in terms of objectives, unfortunately. But it's just a bad game for Kimps right now, and usually he plays much, much better, especially on that Wonder Woman.
All right, Epsilon has some decisions to make here. How do they kind of bring it back? Engaging anywhere near the vicinity of Gaslight Joker, I think, has been pretty tough, because I think he really has the final say on these engagements because of the ham toss. Like, if he hits a ham toss, that just starts the snowball.
It can do. I mean, usually you want to save the ham tosses until it's a little bit more fortuitous, but you know, he's been doing a good job on it anyway, Cal. So he's not. You don't really initiate with it. You kind of wait until people position themselves, because you've got to line it up right. If you position it in the wrong way, the fear will send them in the wrong way.
Right.
So
you got to put it in front when they're trying to retreat, so it can bring them back to you.
Pretty much.
And then you just swallow them up.
Yeah. And it looks like they're going to get swallowed up here when they're pushing onto this dampener. They're pushing it on two ways, so that this is going to be really good play if they do this. I mean, they're in a position to 4-on-5, I feel, Team C. I think they can do it.
Well, Gaslight Joker can, in theory, like 1-on-2. Hold on, we got EMP going on to this dampener. Big fight going to be happening. Gaslight Joker coming in from the top. There's an ultimate attempted from the Mecha Wonder Woman. No one going down this far. It looks like Cal's going to be targeted down. He's getting very low in health, and everyone is very healthy on the Epsilon side of things. USA, can they make this happen? Wonder Woman going to take it out. Superman going to be sprinting in here. Nightmare Batman, Nightmare Superman, Tavi taken out. It's a 2-for-1 in favor of Team C. Not bad at all.
Oh, going
hold
pro.
On. No.
He's gone.
Well,
he's dead. No,
he's
going to
do the little leap. Yep.
Oh!
Well,
good pick. Wow.
What?
I have no idea what that was.
I don't know what hit him. It wasn't
Supergirl. That was so bizarre. I don't know what hit him. There's nothing else.
A ghost.
It was a ghost.
A ghost. Like, sorry.
I mean, it could have been Joker's shot. Possibly. It probably was Joker's. That's all I could see. I saw a pixel of a flash. Yeah. So Joker obviously had the last hit onto Superman.
Well, overall, 2 for 2.
Clearly, Superman not bulletproof.
No, not at all. Dampener at the bottom, taken out. Team C still in a very solid position here to even up the series, I think. But they have to make good choices, obviously.
Yeah. They got the dampener down at least. So they made some progression, but now they need to keep it up. Don't do a Dignitas. Don't let this slide away now. Don't let Epsilon have the time to build up some momentum themselves. That's the most important thing right now. But can they keep it up? Can Epsilon hold on? Epsilon has kind of been known for raging a little bit too early in games, but when you've got so much at stake online, they can't really afford to give up.
Right. Everything is on the line here. Epsilon, of course, does have a little bit of breathing room, being up 1-0 in this best of 3. But game 1 just went so much in their favor. So much in their favor. Team C was completely silent after that happened. But now Team C feeling a little bit better. We're hearing a lot of jovial chants, yells, whatever you want to call it, from the Americans. So they certainly feel good at this moment.
Yep, they should do, and I believe we've got some power-ups coming up pretty soon as well. I think it's the destroyers. Like, Leviathan resurfacing in 2 minutes. So, you know, if they hold off their positions right now, camera everything up, there's nothing that Epsilon can really do to contest the next Leviathan. They've got nothing really that's going to be worth fighting with. It's a risky play. They might get lucky if they do it, but, you know, they're going to... Team C have already cameraed up their entire jungle, so they're going to be ready for it.
All right, we have a concentrated effort on the top lane. Epsilon knows this is happening. We have all 5 members from both teams in the area. There's a gift from Joker. No one's going to be accepting that anytime soon. Wonder Woman trying to make her way to the front. She's the initiator with that lasso, followed by an ultimate, can mean disaster for Team C, so they have to be aware of that. Gaslight Batman wants to stay in the back. Sinestro wants to stay in the back as well. Superman and Joker and Gaslight Joker looking for the initiations. They could easily decide to go swing over to the middle and try to get some damage done there, but for now, staying on the top. Gaslight Joker coming forward, doing the fear onto Wonder Woman. She has to be careful, might be looking for a lasso. No, staying back. Very tense moment here for both teams.
But nothing really happened.
Nothing, yeah, just saying hi. Sending little things at each other.
Yep, they need to...
There's a back.
Some
both teams waiting for the other to kind of make a mistake here. It's pretty much what's happening.
Yep.
Because one little misclick can influence many a thing.
Drones pushing in, mega drones pushing in from the bottom lane, so they need to remember that as well. It's going to do some damage to these towers, but...
Yeah, that's true.
Look at...
Wow. They really have to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Team C absolutely knows that's happening too, and they're going to be using it to their advantage.
Some good maneuvers.
They're trying to keep all of Epsilon at the top, and if they can kind of sense that Epsilon is moving down toward the bottom a little bit to protect that, that's when they might potentially pounce.
This is when we're going to see a back off pretty soon, and they're going to go for Leviathan.
Oh yeah, yep. That's a good point. Epsilon's going to be preoccupied by the drones at the bottom.
Yep, but they need to move fast. They need to go. Okay, Leviathan's coming up. I mean, they should have heard that warning that it's coming back up. So
they're not going for it.
I think they're healing up, maybe, possibly.
Well,
yeah.
I think they think that Epsilon thinks that they're going to go for it, so they're going to wait for Epsilon to. Okay, no, they're going to go for it now.
Yeah. So
because I was thinking they were just going to wait for someone who might be caught off guard, but
that was Team C playing it smart.
Yep.
Really playing it smart, and that was just Epsilon playing it a little bit silly. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
they've just given.
They should know for sure that they're going for Leviathan.
Yep. They all disappear. There's nothing else.
But,
everything's pushed.
You know, they might be thinking about the Brawl versus Dignitas game, where they're like, you know what? If they take the Leviathan, that's okay. We're gonna just let this game go and stay defensive, and wait for them to make a mistake, because we have the turrets ultimately to help us out.
And they're going to get the Raider as well. Double EMPs coming in for Team C. Sorry, so they're going to be able to really have a hard push in, especially with the extra shield support and also the meteorite strike. So this should be the end of the game, essentially, for Epsilon, if they get the perfect initiation here for Team C. And we could be seeing a third match.
That's exactly what Team C wants, and potentially a lot of Americans watching from home, and of course, potentially watching in the studio. And of course, I think Brawl is certainly going to be rooting on their fellow Americans, I'm sure. They would love to have an American versus American final, but Epsilon desperately trying to show that Europeans can fight in Infinite Crisis 2, trying to keep Stake alive. And I don't mean the cow. I mean, yeah.
Oh, he'll be fine, man. He's going to be surviving everything right about now.
Yeah,
I wonder if he's even died yet. Oh, he has died once.
2-1.
Yeah, and now he's getting Fragment of Mogo, which is a really good item for the Fat Man, because when he activates it, it basically adds another aura on top of his rat swarm. So he's going to output some more damage, and it makes him tankier as well. So, and he's also got Metallo's Heart, which basically slows down the attacking speed of enemy incoming fire. So really good for eliminating those marksmen as well. They're going to be potentially a little bit more useless. And, well, Endless hasn't had a cracking game, to be honest. He's died a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, needs to sort that out. But it could be too late now for Epsilon on this particular map. And we're going to see this push coming in any moment now, I guess, once the lanes are pushed up.
Taking down some drones in the jungle. We got top pressure, middle pressure doing just fine, but the focus is going to be at the bottom here.
Yep, 2 EMPs, shield, meteorite drop.
All the things.
All the things.
Available.
All the things that make it good.
Available for Team C. Gaslight Joker charging in, looking for an initiation. Let's see what happens. Getting targeted by everyone from Epsilon, so he's going to back up pretty quickly there.
Yeah, he took a lot of damage there. I'm quite
interesting. I just wanted to go tag the turret for fun.
Indeed he was. I'm surprised.
He was successful, but he took a lot of damage.
Just going to eliminate these drones, but he's picking up that health already. Look how quickly he's regenning up.
Yep.
Doesn't matter to him. He doesn't have any will, so he can spend it all much as he likes. And here he comes. Here comes the call. I heard that. EMP coming down. Locked down to the tower, but they're not focusing it. They're rather going for the kills. And Endless is surviving a lot longer this time, doing a lot of big damage. This is a bad fight for Team C right now. They've lost 2, and only Epsilon has lost 1. And big damage coming in with the Tempest ultimate from Mecha Wonder Woman in the background. Cow is surely going to go down here to Endless. He does. Chunky damage, though. And this is Epsilon's turnaround. They need, if they find this pick.
Skip away.
Punchy.
No!
Oh, it's good.
Barely taken out there. That's 4 down from Team C, only 1 down from Epsilon. That's exactly what they were looking for. And they're even, like, just like that, this is like...
The timers are massively long.
Yeah.
And this is Epsilon's push for a finish now.
They need to decide. They need to decide quickly what they're doing. Okay, they sprint down the middle. They have some drones there to help supplement. We only have I'm Going Pro on defense for Team C.
Yeah, I mean, they're pushing in very, very deep on this mid. They need to be a little bit quicker, though. Time is running out. They've got 50 seconds before Superman is back up, so they're going to be really quick. Endless popping up that skill to put on some more attack speed.
I don't know if Team C, I don't know if they have the time. I'm Going Pro is the only guy against 4, and they got the drones reinforcing. This could be it. This could be the push that Epsilon was looking for to get into the finals of the Infinite Crisis Season 2 finals, powered by NVIDIA.
Yep.
I'm Going Pro, Sinestro, and only 2 towers remain. Can he make it happen?
He's missed his fear, and now they've gone straight onto Sinestro. This is game. This is... Epsilon have won this game that they should have not won. This is exactly what happened.
Wow, and they're pumped up. They're charged. They're excited about what's going on right now. Epsilon closing down the victory, taking the 2-0, and they're going to be advancing to the finals. And unfortunately, for the American side, Team C
one mistake
will not be advancing.
That's so upsetting. One mistake. It's the same mistake that Dignitas were constantly doing, you know, going too overly aggressive, and that cost Team C significantly. And they're looking and they're going, how do we lose that?
Yeah.
That's because they went for the kills, not for the dampener.
Yeah.
They should have just known.
Yeah, they went. I think it was Mecha Wonder Woman. They were trying to target down. They were trying to target down Endless in that last fight. And she was like, Endless was way in the back. It was way in the back. So they had to literally run through every other champion to go get Endless. And it started with Gaslight Joker. I mean, that's, you know, Cal had to make that call. Like, I think that's the call that was made. It's like, let's target him and let's go. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
It looked like the team were too far behind to really support Cal well enough. So he took a lot of early damage. And then it just fell apart from there because they didn't focus down that dampener in time. When they tried to retreat and they tried to get out, they took a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And it was a fight they shouldn't have taken that aggressively. They should have taken the dampener and then chosen another fight. I mean, that tower in the base was actually like pixel health as well that they had. So they could have even maybe gotten to the power core eventually. But it's just a question of patience, and they lost it at the end.
Yeah, and it goes to show Infinite Crisis, you can have any credit lead whatsoever, but it all comes down to those moments, those single clicks where it's like half a second or a millisecond where you're having to decide exactly what to target. And there's a play caller that makes that, and ultimately it's his responsibility. You know, at the end of the day, you can't have excuses either. I think Epsilon played a great series. They took it down 2-0.
Yeah.
Very impressively done, but I know a lot of people were rooting for Team C. I think they had a lot of heart, a lot of passion, but ultimately not able to come up with a victory.
Yeah, and it's full of upsets. I mean, Dignitas being knocked out, and now Team C, because they were the favourites going into this against Epsilon. Epsilon were probably considered the weakest team out of the 4.
Yeah,
because Dignitas always usually beat Epsilon in some final or some tournament that they've been at before, especially at LAN. They've done tremendously well, and then this happened. The European champions went out, and now Americans' #1 seed have gone out as well, so upsetting.
Yeah, however, it sets us up for a pretty nifty final. I think we got USA versus Europe Brawl versus Epsilon. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. That's coming up. But first, I believe we have an interview. Red Eye, take it away.
Thank you very much. Over at the commentary desk there, Axeltos and Zakibus. Tavi, congratulations. Well done on an amazing victory. And many of the people here said that you couldn't do this. You couldn't beat Team C. They were the top American team coming into this. We've already seen Dignitas lose. So how did Epsilon win against the team that nobody predicted them to win against?
Well, basically I think we had all the picks that we wanted, at least first game. So from the beginning, we just kept getting kills and every single objective. And in the end, it was like super fast win. We got them off guard a couple of times with a perfect Wonder Woman ulti, and that just finishes the game. If we get 4 kills each team fight, then we just ended it fast.
And then the second game, very different kind of game. It was very similar actually to the second game that Brawl won. They were behind by a little bit of gold. You guys were 18,000 down in gold. It doesn't seem to matter when you get the right initiation.
It was crazy. It was super crazy because every time we wanted to team fight, we didn't have ultimate TP up on our top laner, and plus we had like a team fight comp. So we wanted to all the time team fight, but we couldn't in the early. So eventually, even though we were behind like a lot, like 15,000 or so, we still thought like we can still win this if we do a great team fight, and we just fought as 5 and we won.
Yeah, there was a terrific moment at the end where you had a 4v1 in the end. It was 4 kills to you and only 1 to them, and that was the turning point. And you guys literally just were like, go right now, get to the end. And like the last pick off, was that the final kill, or did you know from that moment you'd won?
Yeah, we were just shouting and shouting. If we gets the last kill, if Joker gets the last kill, we will just go and then, because my ulti was almost up, and I was just counting the seconds when we can kill Sinestro, and when we killed him, we knew it was over from there because the death timers were so high, and we just finished.
Well played. One final question for you. 2014, you guys and Dignitas were the top 2 teams in Europe all year long, but Dignitas kind of just squeaked past a little bit and won the season finals, and everyone talks about Dignitas as the best Infinite Crisis team in Europe. How much does it mean to you guys now to reach the final and they're not there?
It's pretty sick. Not gonna lie, because it's always before last season finals we had the 2 big changes in the team, so it was really hard to win them. But online we have always been like kind of equal with the season points and everything. We're kind of equal, so it feels great to be in the finals at least.
What are your thoughts on the final? Have you not even thought about Brawl right now? Are you still wondering about how that victory just came off, or have you actually thought about how you're going to play in the final?
Well, it's funny because in the beginning we thought Dignitas will surely win and we will go against Dignitas, so we pretty much prepared ourselves for going against Dignitas in the finals. But now Brawl, well, I guess I'm pretty sure they're much stronger than Team C, so I think it will be really hard, but I'm confident that we're going to take 2-0 again.
Okay, well, you practiced with them during the week as well because they've been over, so have you given them away any of your strats, or have you fooled them a little bit and maybe picked some champions that you wouldn't normally pick?
Yeah, there was a few champions that we didn't pick, but in scrims, it was crazy. We just, in teams, we did team fights early, we won them every single game, but during the team fights, everyone was crazy, not concentrating, and we lost. I think a couple of scrims we lost, but I think we can still manage to win 2-0.
Scrims mean nothing at this stage anyway. Congratulations once more. Epsilon are the victors in our second semi-final. It's still Europe. I still believe we can still do this. But they have got a terrific team to play in the final, which is Brawl from America. It's still USA versus Europe, and this man will be back for the grand final very shortly. Thank you very much, Tavi. I'm going